Here's the spokesperson from China's foreign ministry speaking earlier.
The most urgent task is for all parties to cease fire and stop fighting as soon as possible, maintain maximum restraint, safeguard the safety and basic humanitarian needs of civilians, and prevent a larger humanitarian crisis from occurring.
Well, for more, let's speak to our regional correspondent, Oliver Farry in Hong Kong. Hello to you, Oliver. The Biden administration, as it says, it's counting on China to use whatever leverage it has to compel Moscow to end the war. So just how influential can China be?
Well, it's really hard to tell because China, at the outset of this war, even if it did know that Russia had intended to invade, that has been alleged by the United States, but it's not confirmed by Beijing. They probably expected Moscow to finish the job fairly quickly, and that there wouldn't be much of a fallout from it as there is now. So it really is hard to ascertain exactly how much leverage Beijing would have. Or even if they can expect anything in return from Moscow now. And this is only, of course, 6 weeks after Xi Jinping said, after meeting Vladimir Putin, that there was no limits support from Beijing for Moscow. The United States has also said that it will warn Beijing of, or Joe Biden will warn Beijing of that it will impose consequences if Beijing supplies any military aid to Russia in this particular conflict. That probably at the moment looks highly unlikely, but there is also quite a possibility that Beijing itself might ask for something in return if the United States makes any demands of it.
Yeah, and as this war stretches on, that no-limits relationship will be tested. China's in a tricky position here to balance not angering the West in regards to financial sanctions, but still showing support for Russia and standing up against its rival, America.
Yeah, well, Beijing certainly does not want to renege upon an agreement that is or an informal agreement that is just 6 weeks old as of yet. And of course, it has built up an alliance with Russia over the past 2 decades too. But it probably would much prefer that there is a negotiated peace so that everything can be put to one side for a moment, so to speak, and that it will no longer get bogged down. It probably did not expect such a strong reaction from the West, and a particularly unified one. It has become accustomed to disagreements between Europe and the United States in recent years, particularly under the Trump administration. The Chinese government itself has been taking very much a neutral line in this conflict, but significantly Chinese state media in recent days has started showing news of attacks on civilians in Ukraine, which suggests that there might be a shift in the official attitude sometime soon.
All right, Oliver, thank you very much. Oliver Farry reporting from Hong Kong.